Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Roleplay Central. It's just me and Tyler today, but we're going to be doing a couple of things. I think the first thing we should talk about is, of course, the stuff that we missed. We recorded last episode of watching the DMG video.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, we have videos releasing
I think so as of now, the latest one that came out was the setting one.
Yeah, the setting one, and then there was
a one, and then the item one.
Yeah, the lore one, the item one, the one about bastions. That was right after the bastions one was right after we finished ours, within a day or two of us recording that last episode. So, kind of a little bit of a timeline issue for us. But, I wanted to talk about the item video because I listened to that today just to make sure I knew.
And then stuff. You also watch Nerd Immersion's video covering the changes to the items.
I watched I watched a full video about him quick dissecting each item.
Yeah. Some of them
like for changes.
Where some of them they change.
Some make it hurt.
Really screwed up.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts in the item video was when I think it was Chris Perkins was mentioning it was either a sword or a dagger that they're just coming up with random items off the top of their head. They're talking about it, and they mention a sword or a knife that every time you stab somebody it goes to you.
Yeah. And then while I was watching Nerd Immersion's video, covering what they changed, and he was talking about the wand of magic missile. I thought of a magic item, and it's simple. It's the wand of daggers, right? So it just shoots out daggers. It just shoots out daggers. It conjures daggers. Basically.
Yeah. The other one they came up with was boots that are sentient, but only when you don't have them on.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff about create, and a lot of that was in the 2014 DMG too.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read the whole thing cover to cover, the 2014.
Yeah,
DMG. So
DMG was good. This from what I can tell, I think this one's going to be better than the 2014 one.
100%.
It's better, or it seems like it's more well organized.
Yeah, not just that, but they've even went into detail of art for
I still don't know if their DMGs are any better than just literally anything that Sly Flourish is doing.
The lazy DM books are the best.
Yeah, they have some of the best, he creates some of the best DMG related stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have all three: the companion, the workbook, and the other one, the Return of the Lazy DM or something like that. Mm-hmm. I have them all because they're useful.
And I love the first edition Dungeon Master's Guide. I have, and the 4th edition Dungeon Master's Guides are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I know you haven't looked at those, but yeah.
What I hear, 4th edition's one of the best.
The Dungeon Master's Guides are some of my favorite D&D books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard from, I think you might have said it and others. So 4th edition was some of the best D&D. Matt Colvin thinks so.
Yeah.
He said that before,
But yeah, when it comes out, we're gonna make a couple videos actually looking at it. So.
Yeah.
And then also magic item creation. How do you think they're gonna do that? How well do you think they're gonna do with that?
Well, I can tell you already, I don't like how it works with your Bastion, but
they included rules for just creating magic items.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they said,
I don't given any detail about the process.
What I remember is I don't know specifically about the process. I think that's up to the DM, but I know that they mentioned materials and stuff available and everything.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be It's not meant for anyone to have just, random materials. It's meant for like the bigger and crazier materials are in big cities and stuff like that. So it's like, it's kind of weird that they just like, they're going for like, they're placing things in certain areas as opposed to like, hey, you pull up a chest and hey, randomly there's some.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, about like what would a good way of creating magic items be like for a player. You remember playing ESO? Do you remember how the weapon enchantment worked in that?
It's been a long time.
So anyways, you collected runes, right? One type of rune told you like what the enchantment type was, like what the enchantment did. And then another rune would tell you like the element that the enchantment is. And then the third one would tell you like the magnitude of the enchantment, like how powerful the enchantment is. Because I think that would be a good way to do it in D&D.
Yeah. And then you don't have to mess around with like
you have three things that you need to collect, and each one has a very specific purpose.
And that you'd
that.
just completely get rid of rarity and all that stuff that doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just like whether or not you can find the stuff.
Yeah, I've been thinking about making some tables for that.
Yeah.
Maybe publishing a system for that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But I
love Elder Scrolls Online, but even adopting their skill tree system.
Yeah, the last time we played that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. But it's a fun game.
Yeah. We had a bunch of fun with it while we were playing it, but we didn't play it for very long. We played Baldur's Gate more than we played that. And we still haven't even beat Baldur's Gate yet.
Well, no, but I mean, that one time we accidentally almost finished it, but then we got into the end and I realized that you guys couldn't join at the very end. So we have to do the whole ending like together, basically.
Yep.
We'll figure that out.
Do a whole LAN party.
Yeah.
Drinks, pizza, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. We used to do LAN parties, but just with League of Legends, right?
Yeah. And then remember the Xbox LAN parties when we tagged everyone, like Halo, split screen Halo?
New kids won't know what a LAN party is.
Yeah. Maybe all of our audience won't know, but
you were born after like 2000, you probably don't know what a LAN party is.
Yeah. Some of the best times you'll ever have.
Everything wireless now.
Yeah. Makes LAN parties a little better, though, in a way, except for you can't direct link or whatever it is.
Yeah.
System link. What was it called? System link?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can still do that.
I don't know. You probably can.
Somehow.
I have an Xbox right here that I haven't turned on in like 10 years.
I wonder if it still works.
Another thing is so they started a Kickstarter for Discworld. Modifius started I think it's Modifius started a Kickstarter for Discworld. And it's a very, very like narrativist role-playing game. Basically you the traits that you write down on your character sheet, like it asks for like quirks and traits and like even your name and your job, right? And then whenever you want to do something in the game, you would use the traits that you have written and try to be creative with the words, right, and justify what you're doing, right?
Yeah, I'd fit in this group because I have this and this skill.
Yeah. Like, and then I'm even talking about like skill checks themselves.
Yeah, because I'm
instead of
I know how to find
evidence. Instead of like in 5e where like I'm proficient with this skill, so I can use the skill. You have to justify it with like the words that you used in your in your language.
I've crafted weapons for my whole life, so I know how to pick up this piece of metal and turn it into a sharp sword.
But yeah, I mean, it seems fun. I've only actually read 2 of the books, so I'm not the most familiar with the world, but like by the time it comes out, I'll be familiar with more of it.
Yeah.
But they released free quick start rules, so with an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll play it.
Yeah, and then I don't know if we mentioned last time, the other 2 Kickstarters that are out now, the Me, Myself, and Dice Kickstarter, I forget what it's called.
Broken Empires.
Yeah, Broken Empires. And then the Grim Hollow stuff is being redone.
Both of those are going right now. The Mythmere Games is Tome of World Building is finished now. I think it ended like a week ago at this point.
I found out yesterday, funnily enough, this is the side of the conversation, but like I found out I signed up for a Kickstarter from 2C Gaming, the people who went with WebDM to help make the Weird Wastelands. Yeah. They were going to release some kind of horror thing. I backed it, and I just realized they haven't updated in a year.
Oh.
It's been October of 2023. They hadn't updated.
And they did.
And that now me and this other guy are saying, hey, what's up? Where's this stuff at? This guy's been saying every month, at least every couple weeks. So any update? But like, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, yeah. I mean, I've backed Kickstarters where they failed and didn't send anything. So
yeah, I've backed ones that have not funded, but like this is the first one I backed that hasn't delivered.
Oh yeah.
But
I've backed one.
Nothing saying that they won't, but
the very first Kickstarter I ever backed didn't fulfill.
Oh,
very first one. But I mean, that was back at the beginning of Kickstarter, right? That was like the early days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's funny they say pre-order now that book.
Yeah.
It's like it's still in pre-order. Like, come on, it's a year after you last.
Yeah,
where are you at?
Yeah, I know. Like some of them just take a long time.
Yeah, but you'd think there'd be an update.
Yeah,
like say, hey, this is taking longer than I thought. But
yeah.
Anyways, what else about magic items? And so it was items and what else? Crafting that it was about.
Yeah,
the video. So the crafting.
Part of the crafting is going to be in the player's handbook, and part of the crafting.
A lot of people, I mean, at least by like videos and stuff, have said that they've fixed crafting. I don't know what that means.
I haven't heard what the crafting system looks like. Right? Like nobody's really talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're like I mean, what's his name? Bob the World Builder, I think his name is. He talked about whether or not if it was fixed or if it's not fixed, or what is fixed and not fixed in that. And then a bunch of other people like one channel I follow a lot is like, I think they're called the Character Sheet. It's like a quick news style thing for D&D. And tabletop in general, I guess. Yeah. But they released a video saying that they fixed the whole crafting system in this new version. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I hope they did.
Yeah. I don't know what was broken in the first place.
It's a version of what I described, right? I think that it sounds good to me anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Make it like ESO.
Yeah. We need to get started on that Elder Scrolls system in general.
Yeah. And that crafting system will definitely be in that, but that won't be something we're releasing. we do make it'll be for fun unless we get somebody's permission.
Yeah. But that's just like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Like, sweet.
Yeah.
But
anyways, and then
the other
some magic item creation.
Yeah, the other thing we wanted to do, since we have some time, is make some magic items. We haven't done it in a little while.
Yeah, and then we are eventually going to release all these in one supplement, like with the table, right?
Yeah, we have all of the ones from previous. At least if we don't have them written down, we have the video. We can put it all in a document. But
I think altogether we have like 30 or 40.
I think we're near 50. I think we did 25 every time.
I did 25 on the one of them. I don't remember on the other one.
I think we just went until we had no ideas and stopped. But I think we ended at around 25. 20 to 25. So
we're going to come up with a few.
Yeah.
Where'd that pen go?
Oh, right.
I put it there. Okay, and then we're going to use the Tome of Adventure Design.
The favorite book.
We're going to use the
stuff.
They call it the App Fini engine to help us create it.
Yeah, that's another one that's out, or is it or is it done? The Kickstarter for
That's what I was talking about.
Okay,
The Mythmere Games.
Mythmere game. Yeah.
Matt Finch. Yeah. Matt Finch, he works with Mythmere.
Yeah, the Tome of World Building and whatever.
Nomicon.
The Nomicon. Yeah.
Which also gave me another idea, right? The name Nomicon gave me another idea by accident. For
an accident.
for a D&D cookbook called the Nomicon.
Nomicon. That'd be great.
That gave me that idea when I heard Nomicon. But
Perfect title.
yes, the Nomicon.
Nom.
Yeah. But yeah. So do you want to roll? So we're gonna roll, and then we're gonna pull like a couple prompts.
Yep.
So
Okay, got a 6.
a 6
Rods.
Rods. It's a rod. Cone shaped.
Since we've got to listen to one video for the items, I guess we don't have to write them down necessarily, but
Where the
Lab
musicians are.
where the musicians are. Okay. Rod.
And then I'm gonna. Should I go for another one too?
Yeah.
Where the musicians are.
Usually 2 helps us out a lot.
Yeah. Festival of Flowers.
Festival of Flowers, where the musicians are, and it's a rod. Maybe it's like one of those I don't know what they're called. You know the things that those people hold in parade?
Oh yeah, maybe it's like something like
Yeah,
that.
it's just
Maybe it.
A leading symbol
Yeah.
or something. A leading, like you get inspired, you can inspire people or something.
Yeah, I mean maybe it. Yeah, I mean maybe it like compels people to play music.
Yeah, commands people. Fast
It
command.
it compels people to gather around and make music.
You can make your own marching band just by holding this rod.
Okay.
It's kind of like in Baldur's Gate, though, like how they use the instruments in that. Did you ever do that?
No, I
Around people. Like when you start playing, people will come and gather around. It's cool in Baldur's Gate. I tried it when we were in that area. Right before we went into Baldur's Gate, right before we found out that the big robot is trouble. We had a big fight and we lost terribly.
Yeah.
That little area with all the shops and stuff, and then that one guy in the circus was kind of was messing with me, right?
Yeah.
In that area, some people were playing the instruments and they just were crowding around.
Yeah.
Then I started playing mine because I was Bard, and I stole their crowd.
Then I mean, this would be an item for a bard for sure.
Yeah.
And at least see if there's like a section with like item related stuff specifically. Maybe we can also look at that. Anyways, roll again
Okay.
when you're ready.
19. Weapons.
A weapon. What kind of weapon? Let's just do a bow.
Yes. Bow.
Beam of light.
Short or long? 1 through 10 is short. Okay, so it's a long bow.
We got beam of light. Lit over to the other side.
Beam of light with no. Maybe if you shoot somebody, they go into the ethereal plane. It's a giant beam of light. There's no arrows. It fires beams of light.
Yeah, maybe it
Pushes into another plane.
Yeah.
And shift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, yeah, for sure.
Boom.
So a bow that basically like it shoots beams of light that.
Well, you say beams of light that
Yeah.
have plane shift cast on them.
Well, I mean, I think, beams of light for sure.
Because it'd be cool. Like this bow, it innately casts like plane shift on whatever's fired from it.
Well, I was thinking more of like a line situation, like line area spells.
Oh,
Like it shoots a beam.
Right.
Like, and you have to save, or you have to dex save to try to get out of the way, basically, with spells like that. What do you think about that?
Whatever. You're funny. If whatever parts you hit with this beam of somebody, that's the part that goes through different
maybe
things.
it just
Then some
cuts
people's
off.
legs are just left
Yeah,
over.
it cuts off parts.
Like in the Disney movie Onward.
Mhm.
Like how
Maybe it's
dads
tiered.
have
Yeah,
half
maybe
his
it's
body
got
is
like
missing.
a tiered success level thing. Like if you success really well on the save, nothing happens. If you fail really bad, then your entire body is transported. But if you
Somewhere in the middle.
but if it's somewhere in the middle, you
I love the Onward. Did you ever see that movie?
what's the movie?
Onward?
I don't know if I did.
I like that one. It was good.
Either ethereal to the ethereal plane. We'll just say the
Sure.
to make it easier. Otherwise, like you're gonna have to devise like some kind of table to figure out what plane you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Maybe this boat just has a dial that you just turn and it's different planes. And it casts the spell on whatever on the beam
Yeah.
that's fired.
Hang on 1 second.
But set this to the 9 hills.
Here we go.
Set this to the water plane. And
Open right up to it. That's interesting. Okay, let's do a couple on this thing.
And if any of you watching have any ideas, leave them down in the comments below. And maybe we'll get in contact with you to get it in the book.
Yeah, roll again when you're ready.
10 gems and jewelry.
What is it?
That's
I pick
the necklace.
pick this time. It's a necklace. Okay. And then roll a D100.
Amethyst necklace.
I need to get a D100.
Also, one thing we were talking about before
Yeah.
was potentially doing a live gameplay of D&D at some point near Christmas. Maybe.
Yeah, we were thinking
So,
about it.
so be on lookout for that. That might happen.
67. Yeah. Okay, 67. The necklace of, this is just giving us a name.
Okay.
Necklace of untoward consequences.
Pretty complicated. Okay. Untoward.
Or maybe,
consequences.
I think it's obviously cursed.
What is untoward,
Untoward
specifically
is like
mean?
It's like negative. It's like bad.
Okay.
So like, that's why I'm thinking like, it's just a cursed necklace.
I'm gonna look up the definition of it too, just to make sure.
Yeah. It's like a negative thing.
Unexpected and inappropriate or inconvenient. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I was close.
Yeah, you were real close.
And then I rolled on this other table and it says death using some special effect.
Special.
So like, maybe it's like a Final Destination type thing. So like you put on the necklace and now you're marked by death.
Yeah.
And so like you're gonna die in some like weird sort of way, right? You're gonna have to like slip on something or something's gonna fall on you.
You got one of
Like
those
that.
like meme style deaths, like
Like
slip on a banana
like
peel and fall on.
like the episode of Supernatural, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Where
A piano falls right
where
on
he's, yeah, exactly. That's kind of like what Final Destination. Have you seen the Final Destination movies?
No,
I know you like horror movies,
no, I have not seen them, but yes, I do like horror movies.
but yeah,
There's still.
I'm gonna put down Final Destination necklace.
Okay.
We'll figure that out later.
Walk into a street, get slammed by a car.
Yeah.
eat some tacos, and they're bad tacos.
Yeah. This is a bad necklace. You got this necklace on, you're dead.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay. You want to roll again?
And only a wish spell could stop it, or some kind of epic D&D campaign.
Well, I mean, if you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. 9 books.
A book. Okay. It's an epic book. I do bite my thumb at you, sir. I've never heard of that. Maybe that's the title. I don't know. Okay, so what is it? Hallucinogenic runes. Okay.
That makes sense. That actually does.
The book is hallucinogenic.
We should use that weird book. Does it have anything for like
What?
weird effects?
Oh, you mean the book of tables?
Yeah, the
weird.
Yeah.
I can look into it. I can pull it up if you want.
All right. So
We want to just go with that idea of like it's a book of hallucinogenic runes,
Mhm.
right? But it also has that vampiric effect,
yeah,
right? So like it cuts whoever.
maybe this is just like a book. It's like a
No, I think
sleeve to an actual book with that you just rolled. Like,
Oh,
the book
you want to do that?
in order to get into the book, you have to
Right.
let the book bite you and make a saving throw to fail the saving
Yeah,
throw.
the book might-
Start
yeah.
hallucinating.
Mm-hmm.
You start hallucinating and then the book disappears. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So for the we paused for this quick second while we were getting the other book up, but we rolled on another table in this. What's the book called? The Weird.
The weird. It's a Monty Cook games book.
Yeah. So it had a table on it for weird book titles, and we rolled on it, and it was
Poisons for dwarves or something like that.
Yeah.
Poisons that work on dwarves. Yeah, it's
Poisons for Dwarves or something like that.
okay.
It's
It was poison to the back dwarves.
okay. So like what I'm thinking is like this is just a book sleeve that's you can put any book in, but like it then locks it under these specific conditions to open it.
Yeah. Okay, roll one more time.
All right. D20, that's a 4, and that's
Rings.
I thought it
Rings. So it's a ring.
a ring.
Okay. Here we go. Onkeg.
What the heck is
that
that
monster?
No.
Look up a. It's like a desert monster in D&D. Ankeheg. It's a D&D monster.
Oh, I've seen that thing
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
So
That thing looks crazy.
it's a ring. Maybe it's a ring that allows you to conjure an Ankeg.
Or maybe just control them.
Yeah. Ring of Ankeg control.
It's just like you like. What if it just like it doesn't summon them, but it attracts them? So any of them near you, they just start showing up when you have this ring on. You're like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
Then you figure out that they'll follow
Yeah.
the ring and stuff.
I'm just calling it a ring of Ankeg controls.
Yeah.
We'll detail it out.
Yeah.
All right.
We did a challenge rating of 2, so this is good. It's not a bad month.
We did 5.
Yeah.
That's all we're gonna do for this episode.
5 and
Probably
that,
do
that
more.
puts
We'll
us.
probably do more later. Let's see. Because we get more ideas. The more of us there are, the more ideas we can come
And
up
I think that puts us at least if we're not at 50, or at least I think we're at 50 now.
with.
Or close. Really
It needs about 100 before we make that.
Yeah.
Before we actually release all.
Yeah, we made an magic item book before on DM's Guild where we only did 25, and that was like, we should have done more. So I'm glad we're going to do that this time. I had one more topic. It's kind of a small topic to talk about. So like, shape shifting or wild shaping or shape shifting in general into different creatures.
Yeah.
So like, I was listening to a Harry Potter theory.
Yeah.
I don't know how this came into D&D, but they mentioned that the people I was watching mentioned that like in Harry Potter, animaguses, so the people who shapeshift into animals, they
can anybody do that, or
you have to be an animagus.
There are specific people who are.
You have to be an animagus, so you have to have learned. It's just like people are good at transfiguration and
so it's like a specialty.
Yeah,
right. It's like a specialization.
Yeah, I think you have to be born.
I don't know anything about her.
I think you have to be born into the animagus.
Oh, okay. So it's something you're born with.
I think so. I think there might be the possibility to learn it, but I think it's something with being born with it. Yeah. Anyways, so they can transform into animals, and what happens is they can. So when they transform from their human form into an animal, they carry whatever injuries they've had into their animal form, but whatever animal injuries they get as an animal, they don't carry back into their human form. I'm like, that would be a cool way to do it for like druids. Then you could stop the infinite loop of their just keep, as an arch druid, being able to just stay at a high, like full hit points the entire time. I thought that'd be cool. But like, what do you think about something like that? Is that like,
yeah, I mean, it works. I don't know, like, what do you think, like, to add a feature to that feature that,
like, I was thinking of changing the feature entirely to working like that. Like, whereas if you go from human to your form for that first transition, any like hit points you've had taken remain taken in that form. And then when you switch back, if you happen to go to 0 in that other form, you don't go to 0 in your human form. Like,
I don't think you do.
No, I know. I know you don't. Yeah. But like, the way I think it works in D&D, so 5e currently, is you stay, like, they're both separate, completely separate, no tie to them in terms of like their stats. Yeah. So like, other than maybe mental stats,
except for the 2024 rules, they changed it to it just gives you temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't take the creature's hit points at all.
Mm-hmm.
It just adds 10 hit points to you.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, in that first transition from like if you wild shape into like a bear, for instance, as a druid, then you're like 10 hit points out of your maximum of like 100, and you would go into the bear form wounded in some way because you carry wounds from your human form to your first wild shape. Then after that, it can act as normal. But like, I think that would be cool. That would be a really cool narrative thing, especially because like, it just makes sense. Like if you are really wounded, like you need, like you're on the brink of death, and all of a sudden you just transform into a bear and you're just completely fine all of a sudden. Like, that just doesn't make sense in my head. So it makes sense for you to have some kind of let's say lingering injury.
Yeah.
But like some kind of stipulation where you've still got something wrong with you.
They definitely partially fixed that with the new one.
I would say it would even be cool to do that between all, like, every which way you can shapeshift, front and back.
Yeah.
Like, you carry wounds that you get into from your form, your animal form back into your human form. Like, because I really despise the way the arch druids work. Like, where you're just never got.
It's not until 20th level.
I know, but like, it's still somewhat in epic level, like 15th to 20th. You can still wild shape quite a few times, and it's still kind of functioning in the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
Most fights you can stay alive the entire time. Yeah, with that. Well, because you get, I don't know how many wild shapes you get, but like you get a few at least. And if you hit those big monsters that have hundreds of hit points, you're never going to die.
Yeah. But I mean, at 20th level, the 5e doesn't expect you to die.
Right. Yeah, I just think it'd be cool.
You know what I mean? It's not really made to kill.
I think that would be like,
I think that's why they did that, really.
I guess, I guess that's just an underlying problem of epic level. I guess maybe I even though I like playing at epic level because you just have everything. But that's one thing I don't like.
Pretty much in 5e beyond tier 1, right? It's pretty hard to kill a party, and then like as you level up, it gets you like the point. It isn't like that's beyond the point entirely.
Yeah.
Once you hit tier 4, 17 to 20,
Like we don't care whatever you do. It just works.
From True Polymorph, True Resurrection, you got Wiz, Meteor Swarm. Yeah, I've talked about Meteor Swarm before. Like Meteor Swarm to a small village is an apocalyptic event.
Yeah. That's an understatement. That's literally.
So I mean, at level 20, you can be the bad guys and then just make new characters to defeat your old characters.
It's so fun. Yeah, and then the epic conclusion when you're both at epic level.
Yeah,
and just fight to the death.
Yeah. Or you just create level. You create a party of level 20 bad guys, and then the entire campaign is about leveling up to defeat.
Yeah,
the level 20 bad guys that you created before the game started.
Yeah, and in periods and parts of your campaign, they just pop in and show what they can do.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
this is just a taste, and
they can do anything. Yeah,
like I'm going to bring up Critical Role again. What was the episode? I think it was campaign 2, where the villain at the beginning was supposed to be the big bad guy for the whole campaign, but the party killed him almost.
Yeah,
or maybe they completely killed him. But they were like, I know Matt Mercer on some kind of, I don't know if it was on another episode of Critical Role or some behind the scenes thing that they had, where he was talking about he was meant to be the big bad villain of that story, and they handled him easily in the very beginning, So yeah, it might have been campaign. No, it wasn't campaign 3.
Yeah,
no. But yeah, that's what the topic was just like whether or not things like that would work in D&D, like simple adjustments like that. I don't throw the game off completely.
Like once you're at level 20, I don't think it would make that much of a difference.
Okay, that would just make you a little more human-like.
Well, I mean,
a little more realistic.
If you want realism in like high level D&D, I think you got to go to an older system.
Yeah.
Right.
And we are playing a fantasy game at the start. So,
and 5e is more of a superhero fantasy game.
Yeah.
Right. It's not necessarily grounded ever.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff from Harry Potter that you poured in to D&D, and it is pretty cool. Like the magic system, the soft magic system that Harry Potter has is cool and could work. It's
not necessarily soft. It's soft in places. It's hard in places.
Yeah,
I've called it confused magic.
Yeah,
I think when I called it, a bunch of people liked it on TikTok, but I called it because we were talking about like high magic systems versus low, and soft versus hard. But like it's high confused.
Right. But like for the most part.
It's high magic and confused.
For the most part, it's like
soft part is
you have to have a magic item that is a wand to be able to cast spells for the majority of people, except for epic level wizards and stuff that can.
It's not really soft or hard on their thing, because there's so many things that are soft about it. And there's so many things that are hard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but like it's just crazy how well I mean, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But like how well things will just like plug and play into D&D. Like you could make a spell system work like Harry Potter's. Like you have to go through like rigorous training to learn these different spells, and then there's movements and stuff based into the spells and all this stuff, and associated with the magic item that you must carry on yourself at all times to be able to do things like this and stuff
the
like
only
that.
class that's like that is the wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah,
they are wizards in everybody, so it makes sense. At least that makes sense. But I mean, yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I had. You got anything?
Definitely was Harry Potter. I've seen the movies.
There's a lot of movies and TV that have a lot of cool ideas that you can put in.
The only magical school like show that I've ever been able to watch was The Magicians.
Wow.
And I think that's because they were adults.
Oh, okay. I like Harry Potter because as a
magic school stuff is always sort of bugged me. The only Harry Potter movie I can say that I really like is the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just yeah.
And yeah,
I'm not familiar very much with it.
well, and like that, kind of going off the topic of D&D, like that new show coming out, it's a reboot of it. So it's going to be interesting because if they do what they planned in the first place and go and follow the books completely, this series is going to be awesome. But based on what I'm hearing from writers and stuff around in the back, you know,
As long as Rowling is heavily involved.
yeah, but the problem is like one of the writers, I think I told you this the other day.
Yeah.
You and John, I think I told you this. One of the writers is upset that J.K. Rowling's so involved.
So I think the only way it's going to be good is if Rowling is heavily involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and like she's made a point. It's like the movies, they were beloved and everything.
Yeah.
Like they did a good job, but they didn't do the job that we wanted to do because half the story's missing. You know, because there's a bunch of things in every single book that aren't covered in the movie. So, and things that are even flip-flopped and changed and altered in some way. You know, like there was a whole thing about like this, like the Black family, like Sirius Black's family, that was never covered. Like a whole bunch about Harry's mom and dad that weren't covered.
Yeah.
And all the stuff about Dumbledore, how he came to be as strong as he is, and his history with his parents and all this. Yeah. Nothing of that was covered. So like, and all of that also intertwined with Voldemort and how that all works and everything. That's like, yeah, there's a lot that was missing. But like, one of the guys that I watch on this channel, it's called the Super Carlin Brothers. If anyone's ever heard of them, they're awesome. I love watching their Harry Potter theories. They were talking about something about Gilderoy Lockhart, and one of them he's got the most perfect impression to be able to be Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah.
And he's like, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, I'm free. So it'd be great if they put him in it. All right. Yeah, I think that's all for this one.
That's it for today.
Yeah.
Next time we'll have John.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in to this episode. I know it was kind of like just a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
That's fun sometimes to do.
Yeah.
So make sure you visit the website, metagamespress.com, to see all of the stuff that we've released. And then also don't forget that we have a Patreon, which we also release stuff to every month. And Tyler's got something coming up here soon.
Yeah, it should come out on the 31st. I'm planning.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a supplement to help you create superheroes for superhero RPGs.
Yep.
Like Ascendant, means masterminds, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then just pay attention to our YouTube channel and the website and all of that.
We'll have a bunch of DMG content, like in November, especially.
Yeah,
right.
And we're planning, not sure the timeline, if it's soon or not so soon, for releasing more stuff on DM's Guild. More to come on that later. But we've also got I'm making a system that I've mentioned a couple times in other podcast episodes that hopefully will be coming out soon. And we've got a bunch of stuff in the works. So make sure you pay attention to that. Make sure.
Trying to get a play testable book together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Almost there. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It helps us out a lot. And make sure you share the podcast on the RSS feed to wherever you're listening from. It helps us out a lot, and we want more and more people to see this so we can get a bigger and better, audience.
Make more stuff.
Yeah.
So we can hire more artists. And,
Yeah, that's something we really want to do. Is commission.
We want to be able to afford real artists.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very much so.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.